Hey guys, we're going to continue off of the previous part, which we left off with the question, why do some of the larger YouTubers, are less likely to help out with the smaller ones? So we kind of answered that question in the previous video. Now we're going to answer the next question, which is going to be, how important is the subscriber number? How important is the grind? Let's check it out. So I have three more questions that we're going to answer relatively quickly, because that was the big one. The second one is, how important is the grind for subscribers in the eyes of a large tuber or small tuber? And how important are subscribers in general?
How important are subscribers? I feel like subscribers gets a little played out a lot nowadays, because obviously people have stated that your subscribers, even used to stated that subscribers really doesn't matter as much as it used to, given the fact that people, merely just base things off content and the quality of how you deliver speech and all types of things like that.
So, okay, to me, my view of a subscriber is more on a personal level. You should, as much as you should care about the, as a guy from the outside looking in, another bigger tuber, you personally should not care so much about why they're bigger than you, per se. But it's actually more of a personal thing. Does that make any sense? It's more of a personal thing. Your subscriber basically means your outreach of your content to your audience. That's it. That's, at the base level, that's what it should be like. And a lot of people kind of use that as a judgment. It's like, oh man, because all they care about is the benefit that they'll get by working with someone. And some people are like that. All they care about is working with someone that will benefit them. And a subscriber number kind of shows the benefits. Like, oh, if I have 40k subs and the other guy has 40k subs, they kind of do the math here. It's like, how many guys actually overlap in there? How different are our channels? How different are perspectives? Maybe when we collab, maybe we'll actually spill over the guys that aren't subscribed over to the other side, and they'll throw theirs over here. And they feel like there's a benefit. But when they look at themselves being, oh, I'm a 40k guy, and then there's a guy that's at like 1,000 or so, and then it's like, the overlap there is, it probably means that all my guys already overlap all your guys. At least 90% of it. That's what they feel like. They feel like, oh, my guys already overlap your guys. I'm not going to get any subscribers from this. I'm just doing this like as charity. Like, they feel like it's doing charity because the subscriber. And, okay, some people do see it like that, and some people are like, because as you get larger in YouTube, YouTube changes. YouTube changes for you. When you're from 0 to 1,000, 0 to 1,000 is a tier. And then 1,000 to 10,000, that's another tier. I believe that's Opal tier. Like, YouTube does have a tier system for numbers. And then from 10k to 100k, that's the bronze tier, which most of the YugiTubers are at. And then 100k to 1 million is silver tier. 1 million to 10 million is gold tier. And then 10 million and 10 million plus is diamond tier. You know how there's the YouTube silver button?
Yeah.
Have you heard about that? Yeah, if you hit 100k, you get the silver button.
Wow.
They'll mail it to you. It's a plaque that you get for hitting there. You don't get anything for being bronze, but the thing is, when you hit Opal tier, when you hit 1,000, stuff starts to change. YouTube, in your dashboard, will start sending you messages saying, hey, you do want like a workshop to tell, like, these are some video references that you can check out to help you improve on like camera work, help you improve on this, help you improve on that. And then when you hit 10k, that is when you get a lot more stuff. You get a lot more access. First of all, you get YouTube Space access for free.
Wow, what is that actually?
So YouTube Spaces, they are basically YouTube's open space for people to use. There are YouTubers with 10k above. You get to use it for free, just to get book the time. There are workshops there that teach you how to be a better YouTuber, how to acquire a better audience, how to collab with people. You get all these workshops taught by other YouTubers that are relatively larger, or from the YouTube staff themselves that always look at the analytics. So that's why people start to change, because YouTube's like, oh, you can definitely grow more. They're encouraging you to grow more, but they're encouraging you to grow more based off of their algorithm. Therefore, people's perspective change. They feel like people can't work with smaller people anymore.
Now I see what you mean.
See, people, their perspective starts to change because YouTube starts changing on them.
Then not a lot of people do know that though. Not a lot of people do
No,
know that.
not a lot of
though.
people like. Some people believe like, oh man, I like this guy helped. Like this guy was brought up by some other. He should totally bring me up too. But it's starting to change as YouTube changes as well. The playing field changes. That's why does a subscriber count number matter? Of course it does. It changes with people's mentality. And when it comes to the grind, I know like it's me like kind of talking about this grind thing because I guess I have a bit more insight of what's going on. The grind is everyone started out small. Everyone did. When you build your first channel, you start with 0. The grind shows that you know what you're doing. The grind basically shows you know how to capture an audience, you have consistent content, and you have an identity. You know how to build that. It just shows that your channel is more mature. Your channel, you're not by you as a person is more mature. Your channel is more mature. It just makes it easier to reach out to you. It makes it easier to kind of know what your gig is at. Knows what
it's like you're maturing from a baby to a man, kind of.
So that's what subscribers are like. Some people are saying, "Hey, it's just a number." Well, it's not just a number. It's representation. Or else, why else are people trying to get more of it? Right? It's YouTube's currency.
Yeah.
It's YouTube's currency.
It's like, why would someone want 1,000 subscribers over 50,000? Because obviously more doors open for you.
Unless you're that guy burning bridges.
Oh, wow. Unless you're the guy in League that plays Zillion ADC, and then I'm crying.
Oh my god. You guys kind of get the idea, right? Okay, that's my perspective regarding like the grind. How important is it when we know that you can grind out subscribers and you're not just buying them? Some people do cheat and buy them.
Now, I have heard about that. Buying subscribers, like, that seems kind of...
Click farms.
Really?
I've read up on them. I read up on what they're about. It's just a bunch of guys. It's just like a bunch of dudes somewhere in Asia, and then they have a factory of people that have lots of accounts, and then they go, boop, everyone subscribe to this guy. Done. They just get an email order or something, and they just press a button, and that's it. And then they just flood you, and they'll flood you with views as well. They'll flood you with everything for, well, whatever you paid for, right?
So technically cheating?
It is cheating. It is cheating because those are empty because they don't last forever. Once like you're done paying them, view count drop, everything drops, everything sucks. Of course, they'll stay subscribed because they can't unsubscribe. They don't care. These are all just business accounts anyway. That's what I heard anyway. It really is sketchy. But I don't think there's that many YouTubers that do that. But I know there are parts of the community that you kind of use that to grow because some of them, again, it goes into the subscriber numbers again, is that they want to subscribe to a guy that has already the numbers down. Like, why do I want to subscribe to a smaller guy? But if you actually want to subscribe to a smaller guy, you know what? It's actually better that you do that than to subscribe to a guy with like 5,000 fake subs. Because they're not there. You're not going to be able to get the community sense. It's all about building your fan base into a community. That's what I think.
It's true. Like, having people that say, hey, you did a good job, you're doing great on this, it's more beneficial than having what you just mentioned would be like empty. There's nothing there. Would that also reflect in certain channels going from like 10,000 views to like 2,000 views and they're bigger? Would that be a reflection of buying subscribers?
No, that's not the case. Well, if they go from subscriber count like overnight 5,000 while they were super small, then I would cry foul there right now because no one gets 5,000 overnight unless PewDiePie shouted you out. And if PewDiePie shouted you out, you'd be getting a lot more than 5,000. Let's just put it that way.
You'd be actually making this into a job.
Yeah, you would hit at least the 50Ks pretty easily because it's just like a little crumb that spills onto the ground, and you're picking that up. And if he spills it, it's more than just a crumb. Okay, but like when it comes to like people buying subs, whether like if all of a sudden one video does super well versus another one, like the next one not doing as well, it could have something to do with the topic that they're talking about. It could be if it's a hot topic and they talk about it in a very unique way to them, which kind of their personality got really brought out the subject. No, definitely it could get shared a lot. Some of my videos are like that. Like some of them are really good, some of them are not. Like I did a profile on Magic Bullet Draco. That's not as one of my more successful ones, but it is picking up momentum. But that video is obviously not as popular as exposing a weakness of a deck. You got more people looking that stuff up. You've got less people, like, most people, like, know that Magic Bullets aren't even coming out until, like, November. This is just the early people that are early birds, they look it up first. But if you do an early bird video, you have the advantage that it'll grow later.
Yeah, there's stuff that if you do, generally over time it'll get more views. Like, say if you did a top 10 on how to do something different, rather than doing a top 10, say, like, on, freaking... like ban list, because that's already been done. So
top 10 cards that should get banned. You know, like you do, like that stuff is like, okay, sure, it's a hot topic. Like the word banned obviously gets searched a lot. Like search engine optimization is another thing too. Like I get what you mean. Like you can do hot topics, but then when you try to do your own kind of stuff, then you kind of see how many people are out there for you versus for the hot topic. Although some people subscribe to you because you do talk a lot about the hot topic, and you know it's easy access, and it's also a good thing. There's no such thing as a bad person in the audience unless it's a troll that's trying to steal credit card information.
Yes. You also asked, how can little guys get more recognition? For what I did to get as far as I did advertising. So for those of you who don't know, there's a show called Shark Tank, and the first things the sharks ask you, and they ask everybody that goes on there, is that, do you advertise on social media? Bam, right there. That would not be the most important thing if they didn't ask that, because if you advertise on social media, generally you're advertising to an audience that does not know you. That goes with anything. Chips, soda, computers, ads on YouTube are advertising. It's basically getting people to know what you're doing. And if people go and dislike, that's still one more person you didn't have before.
Yes. How to get more recognized? Advertising is definitely a good way to do it. Developing. How do I recognize people? Well, if you're in my audience, I'm pretty active. But I'm guessing I'm in a more general sense of how do the larger tubers start to recognize the smaller ones? Do they have to hit a certain size? Is there a mythical size they're supposed to hit before we realize them? Of course, they must be this big before. No. Some people might be like that. Some people will work with people that are under 5K. Personally, I would not work with people, like if I don't know them at all, then all I can go by is by the subscriber count, because that's the reputation. But if I get to know them, if they actually decide to, like, hey, go check out my, like, they have to message me, and they don't have to expect me to reply right away. Like, people get so busy when they get up there. Team Samurai X1, I was fortunate enough to actually meet him in person twice. I met him in Toronto once, and I met him at NAWCQ. Honestly, if you guys don't know him, he goes the extra mile when it comes to helping someone out. Like, hands down. I have never worked with someone that is so enthusiastic about helping someone out. When he puts his heart to it, he is probably your best friend on YouTube.
Really?
Hands down.
People always say that he's like fake and stuff like that. Oh,
that's because he knows search engine optimization better than most, and he did it before everyone did. That's why his channel is growing like crazy, and people are calling him out on his like clickbait, whatnot. Well, clickbaiting. Here's the funny thing. Clickbaiting is also a topic that you can do on YouTube classes.
I guess his stuff is not really clickbait, because people don't understand. Technically, it is. No, his stuff is flashy.
His justification is, it might not be your best build, it might not be the best build, but it is his best build. When it comes to the topic, the word "best" to him is subjective. He's not choosing to be objectively the best. So when something is technically objectively the best on his channel, he puts up the thing called "No, this is not clickbait." And his it came to mind when he opened one of his tin. Like I watch his video from time to time, well, pretty frequently. But like, he had one video where he opened up a mega tin and he pulled double Solemn Strike and a third secret out of it.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
That one was that was one of the best tin openings I've ever seen, actually. Like, yeah. I haven't seen any other tin that actually opened double Solemn Strike. And Solemn Strike was a hot card. Even now it's still a pretty damn good card. And that was a very good one. So like he kind of points out when he doesn't like fully clickbait because he genuinely is surprised about it as well. And well, I do appreciate him for actually pointing some of this stuff out. But he is really good at his search engine optimization. He knows the best words that are searched, and so he titles his video accordingly. And he basically branded his title. You know when it is a Team Samurai X1 title. It's very obvious.
Yeah.
He's got the star, Yu-Gi-Oh! Star, best thing, blah, blah, blah. He's got all that stuff going. You know what? If that's the way he's going to do it, then that's the way he's going to do it. But some people kind of get annoyed because they feel like this clickbaiting is not justified, it's not honest. But, you know, it's like, ironically, YouTube on the side, on one of the classes that I've been to one of the YouTube content creator content labs, they come out with this package. I wonder if I can bring up this package I have that came from there. It was on the ground. Even now, I don't know where I put my package. They gave me a package, and the package, you know, they came with like a bunch of stickers and everything. And the package tells you how to name your videos, how to make thumbnails, which thumbnails are effective, and then they tell you to, from time to time, read your analytics and see what's going on. They do that. They do all that stuff.
Wow, I didn't actually know that.
So these are some of the things, but that's why it's when it comes to like how do like the large YouTubers recognize the small one. First thing is reputation. Second thing, I think, well, the second thing would be, well, their actual content. Honestly, it's all about the content. And then third thing, social media. You know what? Social media is out there. Just
social media is like your best friend.
It is your best friend. You can actually reach out to people. There are YugiTuber communities out there on Facebook. There's YugiTuber communities on Discord. People are talking there. People do collab there. People sometimes play tournaments or play against each other. Like, it's very easy to reach out to people. Like, there's another thing that not a lot of people have done. At least not frequently. And, you know, I'm going to throw this idea out there so more people will do it. Is that people dueling each other at the same time, set up like an OBS layout or something, kind of what I'm doing right now, and then just play YGO Pro. I can't even speak now. Play YGO Pro, play, I don't know, dueling book, and then just talk as you duel. No one really does that. Yeah.
Or there are things where, like, maybe if you two, like, the audience that never gets tackled in the game is what maybe I'll do in the future, but I'll still do the stuff I'm doing now, is the anime. The anime has such a huge audience that doesn't get tackled, but the people that do the anime don't really know what they're talking about either.
They're more likely to be anime tubers than
weeboos.
Yeah, they could be weeboos, but like they know what they're doing because they know they specifically tackle the anime. And you know what? I honestly wanted to get into the topic. I actually talked to my Facebook fans about it before, but until I get myself a subscription on Crunchyroll, I am going to avoid it because I don't want to get flagged on my content. You know, gotta be careful. You gotta be even more careful when you come up here. And okay, we're really tight on time. We're like 50 minutes now, and I'm probably gonna leave this. Probably gonna cut this into two parts. Okay, I'm gonna go into the fourth question here. This is actually kind of surprising to me. And why? The fourth question is, why is there an expectation that bigger tubers must help smaller tubers? And if they don't, they're jerks. Where did this notion come from?
The expectation?
Yeah, why is there an expectation? Why do the big guys have to help with the small guys? Like I don't see this. I don't get it.
So why is there an expectation of big? Yeah. Okay. So I think
like
when most people start, they just want help, and you expect the bigger people you subscribe to, you would be like, hey, they're good guys. I've watched them for a while. Maybe they're gonna help me. And then I think your expectation of seeing them in their videos is not the expectation you'll see out of them in their own element when they're replying to you on Facebook.
Okay. I think, like, I don't get why the smaller tubers are asking as much. Sure, sometimes they want to showcase their stuff, and you know, it's always about showcasing and, you know, putting yourself out there. You know, you gotta have a bit of thicker skin when it comes to asking people for help. And, you know, it's better that you do, because, you know, you never know, you might have a chance, right? And when it came to that, I always thought about it like, no, the bigger tubers aren't obligated to help the smaller ones. They can reject them all they want. They are busy people. Like, as the YouTube game start to change, everyone started out with passion to do these videos, or else why would they have even started? Some people started as a business. Some people drop 100K to start a YouTube channel. That's very little, actually.
That's crazy.
You see, you think it's crazy, right? But it is an investment. They invest in the set that they're going to film in. They invest in the writers that they're going to have at least 3 months worth of content coming from it, and they're going to invest into the microphone, the camera, and the editing software, and if not, editing classes that they need to take. They invest so much because they want to be established. They want to kind of start off kind of in a similar sense of how MST.TV started off. We started off with an identity. They want to be out there right away. It's easier. There was a channel that started at the exact same time my channel did. Obviously, it wasn't doing YugiTubing, but he was also a Canadian channel. He was doing a list video, like a top 10 video. He's at 1 million subs now.
Wow.
But he invested. He definitely invested. When he kicked off really hard. Like, it didn't This is one of those reasons why they learned all the search engine optimization. He looks like he's by himself, but he's clearly not by himself. He has an editing team. Maybe it's just like one other guy that's helping, one person on camera, one guy doing editing, one guy on camera, and himself presenting, and then himself writing ideas. Like, maybe they're all sharing these things. And that's how some people start their channel, and obviously it's a bit more successful. I started off with a camera and this microphone that I bought. And now I have a lot more equipment now. I have this webcam that I'm using. I have 2 cameras now. And then I slowly invested in the direction towards the videos I want to make. And then as you start making money off of your videos. And here's some funny things. Here's a very funny thing that I've noticed about smaller tubers. They, like, some of them just ask for handouts. They're like, oh dude, just give me a shout out, man. Like, no, I can't give you a shout out right away. I notice you in the comments. As long as you stick around, it's not just that I want to give you a shout out. It's just that, what am I shouting out to? I can't, like, I don't want to be that guy that's shouting out to, like, some guy that has, like, a very questionable channel in terms of their content. Like, I don't want to be that guy. Like, I don't give blind shout. I need to know who I am shouting out to, and that is what I believe. It's just, I don't think that the larger tubers should have any sort of expectation to help the smaller guys. It is nice that they do, and I think it's more about, not about the size of the person, but rather it's about the size, like, not the size, but the quality of their content. If they're worth bringing up, and you think that by bringing them up, they have a much better fighting chance of keeping what they're doing. Because obviously, people do feel discouraged when their channel is not being watched. You upload a piece of content, when you have 0 subscriber, any number is good, because you're always comparing it to your subscribers. You're always like, oh, I have this many subscribers, and then only this many people watched it. Oh, I don't feel very good. Maybe I shouldn't do this. Like, I spent 3 hours on this video, and only, like, 4 guys watched it. Like, it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't. There's something me and my friend talked about. Actually, the same question, actually, is I was actually going to tell you about this one. Was that, well, he's big on Tumblr, so he draws images. So when someone asks him the same things you mentioned, why, maybe maybe you guys are busy, and that plays into a factor too. But it's just he said you can help a lot of people, but you can't help everyone.
Hey,
and
it's not possible.
There just should be no expectation that bigger people should help you. But I mean, if you ask nicely, and I think that comes into play too. I haven't even mentioned yet. Asking nicely. If you're being a jerk and like, hey, feature me, dude, you didn't even say please. Like, that already kind of makes it seem like, you know, you're doing this for the wrong reasons.
It's like,
I mean,
are you trying to like make money off of my hard grind? Because I already went through that grind of building up my audience. You want a piece? Okay, but I've had one guy that was a bit contradictory when he talked to me. Like, he felt so, like, what's that word? It's not privileged. It's it felt like it was his right to have access to my audience.
What the heck?
Like okay, when you get bigger, you start to meet weirder and weirder because your reach out is actually much getting larger and larger. You start reaching out and you start seeing some of these people that are so kind of delusional that they believe that, like, oh man, I've been watching this guy's channel forever. He's totally has to feature me. Like I helped him grow his audience as much as like whatever. I'm like, maybe you were active in the comments. Sure, that's great. You guys do help contribute to the community that it is growing. I want to see who you are. I want to see your content and use not the reason why you check out my stuff as a reason to feature you, but I want to know why you're worth featuring on your own channel, and I want to see that. I want to look at your stuff. I want to see your content.
Mm-hmm.
I can ignore your subscriber count because just by you commenting on the videos, it gives me the opportunity to actually go look at your channel automatically. I can just look at your channel just right then and there. And in other words, for the people that try to reach out, they don't even know that I've actually looked at their profile. I do, like, for the people that actually I like heart their comment, I usually click on their channel and check out what they're about. I've seen some really cool musicians in there. I've seen some pretty interesting AMV makers. I've seen some pretty interesting stuff. I do check out your stuff. Like, if I like your comment, if I've read your comment, it is likely that I would have checked out your profile, and then I would be judging your channel based off of your content, not your subscriber size. That's actually kind of how I found TCF Yu-Gi-Oh! I looked at his channel, I was so impressed. Like, my mind was blown. I was like, this guy is very small, but if he keeps at it, he could have been the next, I bet he could have broke...
The next big, great YouTuber?
Yeah, he could have been a really great YouTuber because he has the editing skills. He has all the skills I already have. In fact, I think his editing is better than my editing.
The last thing I wanted to, well, there's another thing, but this was something big. I totally forgot I had this question, the expectation, because when a bigger person does something for a smaller person, that makes them seem, and also does a fair share to them as well. So you may not get the, subscriber recognition for the video, but you might also gain recognition in the community. Oh, you're the nice guy that helps people, kind of like how Galacticon did. He featured a lot of people where their content blatantly did not match whatever he was doing, and he was shown as that good guy, that decent, because that brings the community together, is that when we all work together, we can build each other up.
That is true, but I actually kind of disagreed with his move.
Really? Why?
Okay, not to sound like the evil guy here, but I actually disagreed with his move there. It is, okay, when he gets to that size, and he is doing a nice thing for the community, like you said, it is building up the rest of the community. It puts them all up. But he definitely... because how do I put it? I believe he was actually going on vacation at the time, and he was kind of, I guess I don't want to say used, but I guess it was to keep his channel active. He had more people post on his video because it is a way to beat the algorithm. It is a way to beat the algorithm. I actually considered it myself at some point, but instead I just let my channel go inactive for 3 weeks. I chose to lose the subs instead, and the algorithm changed, and I got punished for it. But it is a way to actually keep the channel live, because a lot of tubers out there, including myself, we schedule our content. Like, a lot of our content. Like, when I was away in Chicago, I scheduled my content. Like, I scheduled 2 videos ahead of time so that I would self-content when I come back, automatically uploaded. It was already talked about. I would have filmed it like a couple sessions ago, and then I would have scheduled it in the YouTube upload. Done. It was gonna be done. It was the same thing for how he did. He scheduled all the people that he brought in, and the reason why I kind of disagree with that move is that, like, are people actually getting the recognition that they deserve? And I feel bad for the people that were uploading later because he did it in a row. It was a whole session of it all at once. You're right. And then I feel like by the time you get to the later people, they're not getting the recognition because there was a reputation that kind of built up to it that it was not Galactic Gods video.
Yeah, I think Implo40 had that spree too for like 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, like I actually kind of don't agree with that move. I'd rather, if you're gonna feature someone, you should wholeheartedly.
Maybe like once a month. Like once a month is fine.
Once a month
you
is
know,
still a
that's
lot.
like
Once a month is still a lot because people have their schedules to keep up. Like once you get to, like when you're trying to play the YouTube algorithm, like I'm quite aware of the algorithm. That's the only reason why I am actually uploading like 3 videos a week. To be honest, if I could upload 2 videos a week, I would do 2 videos a week. If I could upload 1, I would just do 1.
Oh yeah.
But because the algorithm changed, where if you go inactive, your stuff stops showing up on the right side, and that starts to suck. And
you can't go to the dark side. No dark side.
It takes about 2 to 3 weeks to kick yourself back up there.
So even for smaller people, so some smaller people could be there, but if they don't upload consistently and they hate their content and start going down, they actually put themselves in more of a hole.
Yeah, it hurts a lot more if you don't get featured. But here's a way to, I'm going to give you guys a tip before we kind of sign this one off. This video has gone on for an hour. This is part 2 after all. Part 1 is basically just the first question, and now there's the next 3 questions here. Here's a tip for all the tubers out there is don't spam on subreddit.
Don't spam the Facebook fan page, pretty much.
Yeah, don't spam like the subreddit. Like if you use the Yu-Gi-Oh subreddit, because we definitely got a lot of feedback from the subreddit. When I uploaded my very first video, I posted it on the subreddit. It was the Vanity's MTNS video trying to teach people how to actually handle that situation, how to use that card when it was like a mystery. When I did that, it gained a lot of traction because first of all, the quality was really up there back in the day. And that actually got a lot of attention from a lot of people, which was very nice. And after that, like I felt like, oh man, if I keep spamming it into like what was it, the subreddit, it would be like a good thing. But then I realized, and then Oscar told me like, no, don't do that. You'll get shadow banned. You'll be out of there. And then, when you actually have some really cool videos that you do want to share, like right now the set analysis are stuff that I like to share with people because I go over the entire set of whatever set that's coming out, and then I share with you guys and I kind of talk about how each archetype works. That's actually something
I gotta watch those.
That's actually
watch
worth sharing. To be honest, those are actually worth sharing. I'm not gonna be like, oh, every single video I throw out there. If someone else shares it, cool. I as long as I'm only sharing the ones I really believe that people should know, then that's fine. But like getting feedback, don't spam it as a way to like outreach the content. You'll get banned so fast. Don't do that. But like if you're really looking out for feedback, and especially just starting off, it really helps to kind of get a couple of extra eyes on your content. And people do respect that. If you're really good, do something unique, do something out there, do something that's not been done before. Because let's face it, the Yu-Gi-Oh market is so saturated with deck profiles, and they're so saturated with YGO Pro replays.
Oh man, I hate those so much.
Like if you're gonna do replays, can you make it look better than everyone else's replay? If you're gonna do YGO Pro,
that's true.
If you're gonna do deck profiles, what's so unique about your deck profile?
Because for like League, when you see like, or League of Legends or Overwatch or CS:GO, when you see replays from different channels, they all do something different. It's night and day how it's different between them. Like Sky will put up a different replay than, let's say, like RVZ Stealth, and then you have people in CS:GO where like one guy will put up someone shooting some different angle than another guy. It's night and day how it's different. But I just feel like for Yu-Gi-Oh, it's just too different to do that though. It's like not that way. You have to do something completely different.
See, that's the thing, and I think that there's so much untapped area, but no one's willing to innovate. The reason why people aren't willing to innovate is because they see what the big guys have already done. They look at them and they're like, oh, these guys are doing these, I should do this too. Well, sadly, you're not them, for one thing. That's the first thing to know. You're not them. They have the audience. You don't. They can get away with posting weaker videos, weaker content, because sadly, the algorithm kind of forces them to, because no one can come up with a really good sketch idea, like week to week, day to day. We're not College Humor. We're not the Sketch Channel. We're not Rice Go. We can't do this. Like, thing is, if you want to do something like that, you need like a lot more than just yourself. You need time to prep, but then you still need to upload content in between. So you gotta find something that you can do comfortably talk about, and kind of share a perspective. So that's why card discussions are obviously a very good way to go, but it also requires you to be knowledgeable as well. So you gotta, you're always constantly self-improving. Whether you're improving your knowledge about the game, you're improving your editing, you're improving something, you're always doing something. And that's why I really respect people that do the grind. I really respect people that have done everything. That's why the so-called larger tuber versus smaller tuber. Would you choose to have some guy that's more reputable, or would you rather choose some guy that they have, not as reputable? You obviously choose the guy that's a bit more reputable. But if you have reviewed the two people, there's a guy that could be larger but not as good, or you can showcase a guy that's smaller but has good content. That's what I believe the argument comes to when it comes to my perspective anyway, is that it's more about the content. Always judge a channel by their content, not just by their sub number. Sub number is maybe a part of the analysis, but it's not everything. But it is. It's not even
like top 3 actually, or like basing it off the type of video. Like some people just ask, hey, let's just do a video on a topic that we both can agree on, and it's like he's like no, and you're just like why? We both are agreeing on the same points. But I always say for the smaller guy, if you're going to do that, it's better to do videos with people that you don't agree with because you have more to talk about. Because the best videos on YouTube, any topic on anything on YouTube, or even it's anything like you talk about with a regular person, the best type of stuff you talk about is the stuff you don't agree on.
Yeah, I like to have like more of a debate sense. And
because like, would you want to do a video where like, oh yeah, well you think MST is good, well I think the MST is good too. Man, we both agree. That's the video.
Yeah, like, best friends, BFF. Let's do this. You know, like oh
yeah,
right.
like
no, like
yeah,
I think,
man,
like,
nah, forget that. Like, I can't do videos like that.
You can get the self-hyping video.
I can't do it. Like we both think MST is great. Oh my gosh, the video's done. Like I feel like you get more you get more out of it if you don't agree on points. And there's been some things with big tubers not giving out like their camera lens. Like have you heard about that? Like some people asking for like what camera lens you use, lens you use, or what like PC you use, stuff like that.
Like not telling you that information. Well, honestly, I actually think it's actually just up to them whether or not, because maybe actually they don't know what their camera lens is. I can't blame them for it. And if they actually have to go look it up, stuff like I've had the one guy that I reviewed his channel for, I can't talk to him anymore. It's because it gets to a point where things are just annoying. It actually gets to a point where things are just annoying. Because to be completely honest, things that people do on their channel, I'm going to guess a random guy with 50k subs, he has to plan out content. He has to plan out what he's going to do for the entire week. How am I going to film this stuff? How much time do I have to edit? What's my schedule like? How do I play along the algorithm? And then you get one guy that, while you're trying to sort all that stuff out, you get one guy that's like, hey, dude, can you tell me this? Can you tell me that? I mean, there is a thing called a social media consultant, and they will charge you for that information. Like, getting it for free off of some YouTubers, sure, it might be nice, but at the same time, like they're not obligated. It's like they can tell you what camera lens they use. Like I tell people what I use all the time. Like I don't really care, but then I give them the model number, and that's as far as I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna tell you what brand, model number. Figure it out yourself, because there's always Google. You can always Google what's the best camera to use. There's even like lists that come out with budgets of what the camera range you should use based on your budget. The information is out there. You have Google, and when people kind of get upset, like, "Oh man, he's not telling me everything." Like, I mean, I made a custom rig. You know, one of my dueling videos. Very simple. It has that 90-degree top down. It has that 90-degree top down look that looks similar to those professional actual Yu-Gi-Oh games hosted by the official Yu-Gi-Oh channel. I have games like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, how did I do it? Well, I have this rig. I used 3 pieces. I told them that I use a mic stand, I use this adapter, and I have my camera. That is all I have. And then they're like, I don't get it. Well, I figured it out myself. I'm not going to explain the entire process. Here's a picture. Figure it out yourself. I took a picture of it, and I just sent it off, and then there you go. You can figure it out yourself. If you can't figure it out, well, then clearly you don't know what you're doing, and you want me to feed you this information. I mean, I can just sell this information out there. It's much easier, or I can just publicize it as much as I want. But the thing is, I don't have time to do either of that. I'd rather work on my next video.
That's also true.
I just want to work on my next video. Like, if I want to teach someone how to do something, I would put that in a video, and I'll just reference to you guys there. But sadly, like, whenever I tell people to go to Tombox.TV if you guys want to learn about all this stuff, and learn about a lot of things, people just don't care. They when I did a video with Teen APS, and it's kind of strange, I chose to upload it not on MST.TV, not right here. I chose to upload it on Tombox.TV. The channel that
really
no one like. Of course, if I uploaded it here, hell yeah, I would get a hell of a lot more views. But it wasn't about that. That podcast was clearly just about teaching people stuff, and I want to keep all that stuff on over there instead because it makes more sense and keep it easily categorized. I have all my intros, all my video intros on that channel instead. If people wanted to reach out to me and for say some contract work or not, they would go over there. If they want some consulting, they would go over there. They're not gonna bug me on MST.TV because a lot of people I'll give you a feature, I'll feature your channel, but I'll feature on the other channel, and then obviously they just back out I don't want it on that channel. That channel's small. And this is kind of ironic. It's coming from the smaller channel saying they're getting picky between the channel that they wanted to be featured on.
Oh yeah, what I would say, if you're gonna talk to someone bigger, listen to literally everything they gotta say. But the worst thing you can do is talk to someone, ask for their help, and then shit on their help. What's wrong with you, dude?
I'm just giving you guys the legit advice. People are they're so picky because one guy was pretty hypocritical. He was I don't care about the audience at all. Then why do you want me to upload it on MST.TV instead of the other channel? You know what I'm saying? It's they feel so obligated that they deserve this channel, even though the other channel could technically still be bigger than their channel. Let's face it, because some of these guys are still MST.TV audience, and they are still Yu-Gi-Oh watchers. And if you're turning down something based off of you believe that it's not worth it, then you're burning a bridge down. I'm not even testing the guy. I'm just I kind of want to upload over there because it just makes a bit more sense. But anyways, I think we kind of covered up all the questions. If you want to summarize it, here's the TLDR version. Why are some of the larger YouTubers not willing to work with some of the smaller tubers? If from my perspective, it is based off of your content. It's maybe not as developed. Maybe your reputation is not as good. Your audience we don't know what it is. We don't know your identity. We don't know how you handle situations. And if your content is not good enough and you don't match up with our audience's expectation, it's hard for us to feature us because we put our reputation on the line. And what's your perspective for the first question? Just summarize, just kind of wrap it up.
My perspective on it, for the wireless likely, because you're not consistent enough. You gotta be consistent. You could have dog shit quality and then improve later on, but if you're not consistent and you upload every 7 months, unless it's some really good quality content that you know and they know that you're gonna put up, then you've given yourself no basis to get help. They can't help you if you don't help yourself.
Yeah, some people might say, hey, we don't want you guys to grow as fast as we do. Honestly, to be honest, if the guy's better than you, TCF Yu-Gi-Oh clearly has better better editing quality than me. Maybe a little bit better, but to me, a little bit better is quite a bit because it still takes a lot of time to actually develop my skill to this point. And he is better than me. I love to feature him because I believe he deserves a better spotlight. Some people just deserve a better spotlight. And if you help them out, you're building a solid bridge where one day, if you need their help, they're going to get out of the way just to help you out. That's kind of my take. Second question, how important is the grind for subscribers? The grind shows, obviously helps us respect you guys more because you guys went through the same amount of hard work, and it shows the maturity of your channel. And how do larger channels kind of recognize the smaller ones? Again, it's about the content quality. And the third thing is, why is there this expectation that larger tubers should help the small ones? I personally don't believe there should be this. This is just, I don't see what's the point.
Would you consider biased?
My answer is definitely biased. I mean, I'm just my personal opinion when it came to that. Like, why should the larger channels help with the smaller one? They should not be obligated to help them. They can choose to help them if they want to. But people are busy. People have to help their own schedule. I mean, what is the smaller channel's motive to want the larger channel to help them out anyway? What do they want? Like, I mean, when it comes down to it, they have their motives of wanting to be appearing on a bigger channel. And it's, of course, much more obvious because they want to reach out to a bigger audience and they want to grow themselves. That much is obvious. But is there anything else? Some people are lazy. They don't review the channel that they upload, which is very dumb. I've seen some people, like, trash talk the guy that kind of hosted their stuff, and then they receive bad comments and delete the video. There's been some betrayals like that I've seen before, which is kind of nasty. So, you know, you got to be skeptical, though. That's my take. And what's your take on the other three questions? The grind.
My take on it is that, like, if you're grinding, eventually you'll hit your mark and you'll show. It happens with literally everyone. You know, big guys, small guys. Eventually, if you grind enough and you want this bad enough and you're dedicated enough and show, and if you are and show that you are willing to do this, doors will open. You know. Now, for the expectation thing. I have two. It's weird because I have two standpoints on it. Because I would love everyone to work with each other because that builds a great community. You see, like the Dragon Ball Z tubers, they always work together.
Yes,
and like
Geekdom,
Black guys.
I love those guys.
I love those guys. So I always want to know, like, why can't we all do that?
Because the Yu-Gi-Oh community is competitive.
That's true.
We have naturally been built into a competitive sense from the game. We always want to be on top. We want to be better than other people. As for Dragon Ball, talking about Dragon Ball, like, just even the sense of Dragon Ball itself, it's like helping, getting together, helping each other, sharing, relating to a common character. It's also happy, but when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh, it's a competitive sport. People want to do better than other people, and when you go into the game like that, because we always compete with other people, our mindset when we come to YouTube could be the same way. It honestly could just be the same way. It's just like, I want to be better than that guy. I want to be, like, the sense of competition is so real right now.
But it really shouldn't be that way. I honestly want, maybe 5 years from now, maybe when I get really bigger, I don't know, is that we could all work together. It's competitive, sure, because, like, I mean, obviously we could probably do maybe videos every now and then because we're always going to be on our own, but we could all work together one day and not have a divide. There really honestly should not be a divide. It should be like, I mean, we want to work together and we want to help each other.
You can take a look at Simo. Simo did a really good job at actually putting a lot of people together and actually helped him grow super fast. His YugiTube Grand Championships. That video where he had a lot of people compete against each other, you know, that one's very smart because, first of all, you want to cheer for your favorite guy. So he pulls in the audience for each and every single one of those tubers.
Mm-hmm.
Strategy-wise, you know, honestly, it's a very smart strategy. You know, I'm kind of jealous that I didn't think about it myself. But he's done it before. He's done it way before, and it was successful to him. He ran the model. It is a lot of hard work. I partaken in this one for sure. It helped me build the bridge with Simo. I did all the intro animation and all that stuff. Honestly, I kind of wanted him to do. I actually built the template so that he could output it, but he did not have the editing software that I thought he would have had, so I had to output it every single time, and it was a lot of free work. I even designed the logo for this year. So there was a lot of, like, I put in so much, like, in terms of hours, I think I put in, like, I'm not even part of that. Like, that's why he gave me the shout out every single video. It's because he knows how much time I actually put into it, and, you know, well, hats off, respect to that. I tilt my hat for that, and yeah, you know, he's showing the appreciation. Of course, that was still like 16, 17 hours worth of my time of rendering, of a computer can't be used, you know, all that stuff. But anyways, guys, if you guys enjoyed our very, very long podcast, this is part 2 of the podcast now. Hit us up with a like button. Go check out Master Swag King. I've reviewed some of his videos, but I do enjoy his personality. That's why, and he's really good at discussions. Why else would I have brought him up here? Like, sure, we don't agree on everything, but these are our perspectives.
Makes for a much better video, makes for a much longer video.
I know, I do apologize for rambling, guys, so if you guys watched both parts, you know, props to you guys.
I pray for you guys.
No, man, you
people.
guys are out to learn something. But I honestly don't think that the community is actually that divided. It's just that some people are just out there to get handouts, and they're mixed in with the people that do actually have good content. And when they ask for handouts, it ruins the reputation. It's kind of like we're kind of generalizing the community a bit too much, and that kind of causes us to go whoop, split between the two, because we just like to. Maybe the community is just a bit lazy. But if you guys enjoyed this talk, hit me up with a thumbs up. If you guys want to see more content from MST.TV, hit that subscribe button down right there. You can also check out Master Swag King. And if you like his content, by all means, go subscribe to him as well. He also has a Discord and Twitch down there. You guys can check it out. And as for anything else, don't forget to hold on to MST.TV. And thank you for watching, man. This was a long time. Maybe I'll feature some other guests if you guys want to get featured here and have an interesting topic. Feel free to message me on Discord, and I welcome to. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Twin Twister is better.
Hey, get out! All right, guys, have a good one.
Wait, I like Cosmic Cyclone.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please drop us a like so we know we are doing a good job, and you can also subscribe to MST.TV for more fantastic videos by clicking on the button on the left. Don't forget to check out our partners at Imperium Duelist. They make really high quality mats, including some of my own limited edition release stuff. And if you want to check out one of our past videos, click here on the right. As always, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV, and I'll see you next time.